Business and the economy has also been hugely impacted, without a doubt, by pandemic restrictions, and it's likely to bring a price that will pay for many, many years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, national debt has gone up by somewhere between 500 and 600 billion, a third of what it was before the pandemic kicked off. In effect, this government has borrowed more in the last 2 years than in all of history up to 2005. Park that for a moment. And GDP has suffered tremendously. I know that the government ministers who we've been hearing from saying Boris has got the big decisions right recently point to GDP having recovered last year, but actually it's a very different composition, GDP now. It's largely state sector sponsored growth. A lot of the money which they cite is actually government money coming into the economy. Private businesses have, I'm hesitant to use the word decimated because you'll correct me on my choice of word, but colloquially, the private sector has been decimated. And, millions of people were put on furlough. We had to print money to finance this debt. That effectively devalued the pound in the back pocket of the working classes and the poor at a time when actually levelling up was the main agenda item for the government. It had the opposite effect on the rich because asset values rose as the pound depreciated. So actually the rich got richer, the poorer got poorer. And I think this mountain of difficulties that have been created by lockdown are going to be here for years to come. And you might remember, Alex, before the pandemic kicked off, the Conservative Party used to make a big thing about how they didn't want to leave a legacy of debt for generations to come. Well, they've just opened the stalls on that.